Time to plant our Tumbling Tom Cherry Tomatoes into our hanging baskets. If you want to see how we do this, stay tuned. Okay, and I just want to explain something too. We're using, just like we did yesterday when I did the hanging strawberry baskets, we're using the 12-inch hanging baskets. These were, like I said yesterday, were from Bradford Cold Storage, and they were under $2 a piece, and that included, so you get the pot. It's great to go cheap. You just don't want to go cheap. Like, you want to go cheap dollar-wise. Just don't buy cheap pots, because people won't like that. So this came with, and under $2, that's an awesome price. And it's pretty. So this came with the basket, the liner, and the hangers. A lot of times you have to buy the hangers separately. A lot of times the baskets don't come with the liners. So that's great. And the 12-inch baskets are perfect for the Tumbling Tom Cherry Tomatoes. So another thing is you need a lot of soil. We use a general purpose potting soil. Got dirt in my eye. And with one bale is 60 pounds. Pretty big bale. And one bale will do probably around 23 to 25 hanging baskets. So I have 50 hanging baskets I'm going to fill right now. So I have 2 bales on my potting table. And I'm just going to work away here, get them filled. And then I'm going to put them all over there, water them down, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, so I've got all 50 baskets filled with soil, and I've wet them down. And I'm going to give you a couple pointers here, because some of you may already know this, some of you may not. We learnt the hard way, so I'll explain that in a minute. So normally these go into number 2, which they will. I'm just going to plant them here. It's kind of cold outside today, so I thought I'm just going to plant everything in here, leave them on the tables, and I have some over here on the floor, over on that side. I'm going to leave them in here for the night and bring them over tomorrow. The sun's supposed to be shining tomorrow, and it'll be a lot nicer, and I just want to baby them. So I'm going to set you up on the tripod, and I'm going to explain a couple things. Oh, by the way, our bales of soil, we got all 50 baskets filled with 2 bales. So that's pretty cheap. And actually, I've got probably enough on this table. If I scrape it up, I'd probably get another 2 baskets. So that would have been 52 baskets. So with these baskets, normally we buy our soil by the skid, and it's a lot cheaper, of course. We missed the boat this year, so fortunately one of our local feed stores in Trout Creek sell by the bale. It's probably double the price, but you know, you snooze, you lose. So we're paying around 40 bucks a bale, when we could have got it for half price if we would have bought a skid. Anyways, so that works out to what, $1.60 per basket of soil. And the baskets themselves, it's less than $1.60 actually, because I didn't use it all. The baskets themselves were under $2. So for under $4, you're going to charge, well, you might not charge, we charge $17 a basket with the tomatoes. And the tomatoes were started from seed, so it was very little cost there. So anyhow, I'm going to hook you up on the tripod, and I'm going to show you what not to do. Okay, now this I find super important, because we have done this. We've filled all of our baskets with soil, and then we would take our tomato plant and plunk them in. Now we put 3 per basket, so we do kind of like a triangle, and these will, I'll show you pictures after. And then we would water. Well, that is not good, because what happens is we wet everything with the soaker, and even if you did it with the shower, it would do the same. When you wet this, it's so dry and fluffy that it just all comes up to the top. Everything, you would basically drown your little babies, and you don't want to do that. So make sure you wet your pots first. We do that with everything, whether we're putting it into 4.5-inch pots, into flats, whatever. We wet everything first. Raised beds. Now you can see, if my plant was in there, it would be like lost. And we've done it, and we've had to dig them all, not dig them out, but we've had to rescue them because they're just drowning. So I'm just gonna let this drain down. So when you first put your soil, into your pot, you want to make sure it's basically level. It can be down a little bit. And we give it a really good soak. Now what happens is it'll all settle, and then you have that reservoir that I was talking about yesterday in the strawberry basket video. So these are super wet. So we wouldn't just do one at a time either. I've wet everything so it has time to drain by the time we get there. Now, with your tomato plants, when you are transplanting anything, if it only has these 2 leaves, these are the first leaves that come out, and it doesn't have any of these true leaves, it's not ready yet. You want to make sure that it has a good root system. Now these are in the Jiffy pucks, and it does have a good root system. But one of our viewers, we've never planted in these, we normally just use, I'll just set this down. We normally just use like these flats of 105s, and they just pop out, and it's just soil in there. With the Jiffy pucks, or the Jiffy pucks I guess they're called, they have like a mesh. And this does totally make sense. The person said when they planted these, the roots weren't able to venture out of that netting. And you can see there's lots of roots, but it's not, they're not able to escape. So she said she takes them all off. I'm not going to. I'm just going to kind of go like that, open it up, and I'm going to plunk them in. When you plant these, you go just to the top of where your soil was, or your Jiffy puck, or whatever you're using. But I think I would prefer to use just soil. So I'm going to break that open again. So like I said, you go in a triangle, not right at the edge of the pot, kind of in towards the center, but not right in the center. And break this one open. This is going to take a little bit longer, but once I get doing it without videoing, it'll be faster. And that's it. So this will completely grow. It will cascade like crazy. You can get these in the Tumbling Toms in red or yellow cherry tomatoes. What we have done in the past is we would do 2 reds and 1 yellow, and we'd have multicolored baskets. This year, for no specific reason, we just did the reds. They're both very, very good. The yellows are very sweet too, and it's a little bit brighter. People like, or it adds a little bit more color to the basket. Most people like just the red traditional cherry tomato color for whatever reason. So this year anyways, we just decided to stick with the reds. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. And it won't take me any time at all to do these except for ripping open the Jiffies, but live and learn, right? We had to try them. They did grow very well in them, but I don't like the idea of that extra step. And you can see the roots, but it isn't like we are used to in just the soil. So I don't think I'll use these again, but glad I tried them. And thank you so much to whoever it was, I can't remember who it was, that gave us that tip, because we really, really, truly appreciate that. So that's it for now. I'm just going to continue on doing these Tumbling Tom Cherry Tomatoes, and we got the seed through Stokes Seeds, and it's called Tumbling Tom. So I'll put the link in the description below to Stokes. Generally we buy stuff from Johnny Seeds. These ones you can't get through there, you have to get them through Stokes. So tomorrow's video, I'm going to just give you an update on everything we have growing in here and what is basically ready to transplant, and how you can tell that it's ready to transplant, and just the rotating plantings that we do, and just show you a few different things. Anyways, and there we go. I've got them all planted. Got some there, and there, and over there. Now, I thought I was going to be done my video, but I just thought of something else. It always happens. So I've got leftover Tumbling Toms that I didn't have space in the 50 baskets. That's all we want to grow of them. So you can either use more hanging baskets if you want, or you can put these into patio pots as well. I don't suggest planting them into the ground because of their mounding habit. They'll just mound and they'll end up in the dirt. If it rains outside or whatever, they're going to be all full of dirt. So have them in something a little taller. Also, be sure to plant, if you're planning on, say 50 baskets, you want to make sure that you have 150 plants because you're putting 3 in each basket. But always make sure, no matter what amount of baskets or how many baskets you want to plant, make sure that you overseed, because you're going to have some that are flops that don't germinate. Little critters can get into them or whatever. So just make sure that you have, even if you were to plant an extra 20, which we had some that got chewed off. We got some that just didn't germinate properly. Not very many though. The germination was very good. So anyhow, I just wanted to say that. Now I'm going to say goodbye. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.